The second full weekend of the USL Jägermeister Cup takes us to Maine for the first time ever from Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland, where it's Portland Hearts of Pine hosting Detroit City FC in a matchup brought to you by Visit Maine. Happy to have you along for this one with MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. A quick reminder of how things look here in the standings in this group. This is coming into the day, already another match that's kicked off elsewhere, so this could look a little bit different, but Detroit City coming off a win in the opener, sitting near the top, and Portland needing to find a way after losing its opener. And Ricky, it was a difficult one, a bit of a gut punch against a Hartford side that Portland had previously beaten in Open Cup.
For Bobby Murphy, it's going to be all about their defensive shape because they were all over the place. They were spread out. They were very transitional in how they got beaten. So you need to stay a little bit more compact in your shape and then keep everything in front of you. Far too easy that Hartford Athletic was able to play in behind, and they got numbers in around that 18-yard box. So defensively, you have to right your wrongs if you are Portland Hearts of Pine.
All the group winners make it through to the knockout phase, plus 2 wild card teams. It's going to be difficult for Portland if they don't come up with a result today. Nathan Messer could be a big reason why they get one if they do.
Nathan Messer is a complete outside back as he can do a lot of things on both sides of the ball. He's very good when he gets into that final third with service, so expect him to be a full point going
off against a championship foe in the opening game. They left it late, but they took all 3 points.
90+1 for Darren Smith and Danny Dicio and this Detroit City side. So starting strong will be a really point of emphasis for Detroit City because Darren Smith, he needs to get on the service. It's a great header for him. Can he continue that momentum? Because he's been a bright spot for Detroit City in 2025.
He's been the brightest of the bright spots for Detroit City so far this season with 9 goals in 14 matches.
He has shown that his mobility is just a nightmare to deal with. He is very opportunistic how he gets himself into that final third, but he loves to play in between both center backs. Look for Darren Smith to be the focal point, asking a lot of questions of Portland Hearts of Pine and that back line.
Detroit City hoping this could be a lengthy run into this tournament. 3 points today after a win in the opener would go a long way to achieving that. For Portland, hoping to put on a show in front of their fans here. First time ever hosting a Jägermeister Cup game. Portland Hearts of Pine, Detroit City FC next.
Hey.
Hey.
Allagash, wait for you. Can I get you a beer?
Yeah.
Let me give you a minute. What you thinking? Choose one.
I'll go for Allagash White, too.
Nice. That's my go-to.
Start your night with Allagash White.
The Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Take a look at the starting lineups for both of these sides, beginning with the home side, Portland Hearts of Maine. It's a strong side for Bobby Murphy as they maybe need to win this game depending on how things shake out in the rest of the group.
And if you want to have success, you have to look at that double pivot of Huvangeron and Lopez, the balance and the foundation of this side as they go. Expect the front four to be very fluid. Ollie Wright, he's going to play in between the lines in the pocket, but again, dictating tempo, slowing the game down, and getting a rhythm will be key for Portland because for Detroit City and Danny Dicio, he has a lot of talent, especially within that front four. You talked about Darren Smith, but Dasil Cedeno, he's a player that likes to get on the ball, likes to combine with the players around him, and expect Jay Chapman to push up higher up the field and create overloads in that central location. Danny Dichio has his team full of confidence right now.
You hear the coaches talking about getting through to the knockout stage in this tournament. You feel like you need 8. That seems to be the general consensus among coaches. All the group winners go through, and then the next 2 wildcard teams go through. It seems like 8 is the target number. So an opportunity today for Detroit City after winning in the opener against Pittsburgh, coming on the road to a difficult place to play here at Fitzpatrick Stadium in front of these terrific fans that we've come to know. For Portland Hearts of Pine. But a win today gets Detroit City to 6, and they have to feel good about where they are. It's why they have this strong lineup out there. Ricky, you've seen teams rotate. Not this Detroit City team, not today, not in this competition.
Danny Dichio wants his side to take advantage of every single time they walk across that white line. And you come into this hostile environment here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. You want to take the fans out of the game. First 10 minutes for both of these clubs, really key.
It'll be Portland from left to right in their green and blue. Detroit City from right to left in their white and green. Luis Arroyo is in the yellow, our referee to send us on our way. Only one other match kicked off today. Joe Malfa coming off a loss in the opener. Portland Hearts of Pine coming off a win in the opener. Detroit City FC. Second full weekend of this tournament. Elsewhere in this group, Westchester has a 1-0 lead over Hartford. So in the live standings, Detroit City FC would be first place on 4 points. If you're both of these teams, you're certainly rooting for Westchester after Hartford won its opening matchup and Westchester lost. Don't allow any team to run away with things. Punanjaran looking through. James, room down in the corner, and it'll be Detroit City's ball.
Nice little start here for Portland Hearts of Pine. On this right-hand side, we've seen James and Kamara have a nice little relationship starting to form, very comfortable with the ball at their feet.
JT Kamara hasn't seen much time yet this year. His 2 appearances, 92 total minutes, but has a goal for Portland Hearts of Pine in that span. Liani lays it off, chip through, calling for a flag here, Detroit City, and they do get it. Take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Pave Chevrolet. What do you got for us, Ricky?
For Portland Hearts of Pine, you have to get service into Liati very quickly because he is a service striker, meaning he does all of his work in around that 18-yard box and likes to play off the shoulder of both center backs. And for Detroit, you have to take your chances in the final third, especially with the lineup that Danny Dichio put forth. You want your players to express themselves, and if they have an opportunity to pull the trigger, you need to shoot.
So Hearts of Pine team that's sitting down in 11th place right now in League One on only 8 points, but they're unbeaten in the last 4 matches. They're tough to play through. Detroit City, on the other hand, haven't won a game in any competition since that April 26th win over Pittsburgh here in the Jägermeister Cup. 3 draws and a loss in USL Championship play and a loss in Open Cup against the Chicago Fire. Your main health injury report, clean slate on both sides. Learn about this Portland Hearts of Pine team early in their inaugural season. They're not afraid to play. It's not a team that's going to bunker in against a higher division side under Bobby Murphy. They pulled off an upset in Open Cup. They went toe-to-toe with Rhode Island in another Open Cup match. They are finding success playing through the lines, playing through their key pieces, and Ollie Wright, and up top to Azad Liadi. The guys who they brought in to be their guys have been so far.
Bobby Murphy has done a really good job at creating an identity and sticking to it for this Hearts of Pine side. They want to put the ball on the deck. They want to beat you through methodical play, but they also understand that with Liati, they can play direct into him and have movement underneath him. So it's going to be a big challenge for Detroit City within their defensive set as well, especially that double pivot of Jay Chapman and Gasso. They need to drop off and do their defensive duties. Mensa is pressured by JT Kamara.
just returned to the U.S., JT Kamara, after spending some time in Sweden. 51 appearances, 8 goals, 8 assists in his time abroad. Gasso yanked from behind by Ollie Wright. Bobby Murphy looking on. Charge of this Portland side. Spent time around USL League One as an assistant. He's been a head coach elsewhere. MLS Next Pro, and finding an opportunity here to spearhead this project for Portland Hearts of Pine. Had a chance to talk to him a couple of different times this year through the different competitions in Open Cup and League Play, and here in Jägermeister Cup. He's really content so far with what they've been able to do early on. Sure, he'd like more results, it goes without saying. Again, sitting in 11th on 8 points, but they're difficult to play through. They've had a difficult opening portion of their inaugural season, the way the schedule's gone. Before they opened up Fitzpatrick here, they were traveling to play at home. Had a lot of games on the road, but finding a groove, a lot of talent on this team. It was sort of experimental in the early going, figuring things out, but they certainly are. It's through for Azad Liani! On cue! Portland Hearts of Pine take the lead!
Delightful start here for Portland Hearts of Pine. Exactly what you want if you are Bobby Murphy. We've seen Kamar left footer playing the right hand side, so he always wants to come centrally. But this is all about the active movement and the recognition from Liati. He understands Almumenta's cut off of his line, so there is space in behind him. Makes a run from central location to a diagonal. It's a good finish. Catches Aldana off of his line and just wrong puts him. Great goal for Liati. Great start for the home side here within the first 10 minutes.
You mentioned if you're Detroit City, your first objective is to take the crowd out of this game. That certainly did not accomplish that. In fact, it probably got them even more riled up. Here, Fitzpatrick.
Next 5 minutes will be crucial for both of these clubs for different reasons. Detroit City and Danny Dico, you cannot allow the momentum to start to grow and 1 goal turn into 2 goal deficit. And for Bobby Murphy and Portland Hearts of Pine, you continue with this confidence and getting all the thousands in attendance behind your back.
Portland looking over the top for Darren Smith. Very in-form striker. Cash Oladapo is getting the start today. Not the typical starter so far this year for Portland. It's been Hunter Morse. Oladapo just 1 start in league play. Didn't have much work to do and didn't do too well with the work he had. Faced 3 shots on target. Allowed 2 goals. First professional season out of the University of Portland, Oregon, that is. Was an all-WCC player from 1 Extreme Pacific Northwest, now to Portland, Maine. Almumenta, Villanueva. City slowing things down a bit here. Looking to gain control. Villanueva trying around the corner. He's brought down. Free kick in a good spot here. Always likes to get forward down that left side. He's been a staple for Detroit City there. Quinones commits the foul.
Really good work here from Villanueva. Just quick off the mark, and once he plays this ball, notice how quickly he just turns on. The explosiveness to get there right before Quinones. Quinones needs to start narrower as he gets too wide. Now that allows Villanueva just to come around the corner and win a really dangerous set piece here for Detroit City.
Dangerous team on set pieces. A lot of big targets to look at here. Darren Smith has been terrific in the air. 29-year-old from Cape Town. in his first year in USL Championship. 9 goals in all competitions, 7 of those coming in league play. Atez Diouf will serve. Looking at goal here. Almost dropped it down. Dapo did have it covered. Claims of a deflection there from Detroit City, but goal kick on the way.
It's the right idea here from Diouf, just lacking the execution. You need to put this on target and really force Oladapo to make a decision, especially with the traffic oncoming. Set piece is really important, especially when you're playing away from home for Detroit City.
57 degrees here in Portland, Maine. Beautiful late spring day.
That's cold, Joe.
Okay, Miami boy, let's settle down here.
57? Anything under 60 is cold.
All right, well, then why did you go to high school and college in the Midwest then, if that's the case for you?
Sacrifices for soccer. That's what it's called.
Diouf recovers. Pressured, though, by Daniel James. Almost lost it. This front line of Portland causing some issues for Detroit City in the early going. Through the press. Buzzing around. Decent touch from Danny Dicchio. Still got it. Floated long. Into the path of Chapman. Did he keep it in? Goal kick. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Dicchio looking on. Second season at the helm for Detroit City. The transformation they've had year over year. It's been interesting to follow along. Danny Dicchio came in last year, and for what was a very defensive team in Detroit City, he came in and his directive was clear. He said, I'd rather lose a game 3-2 than maybe draw it 0-0. He wanted to instill some of that excitement. We've seen that excitement at Keyworth this year, last year as well. Liati commits the foul.
Mobility for Liati just causing some issues right now for Detroit City between Carroll and Amumensa. As Amumensa gets pulled out, now Carroll needs to rotate over, does a really good job. When he goes down, really clever from the experienced center back.
The main form of defending is just running and raising your arm.
Villanueva. So, Rock's able to keep it in. And he had to strain a bit for it. Keep it alive from that point.
Just see the frustration there from Connor Rudd saying that Gossel needs to play this ball quicker into him. And I agree with it. The ball needs to move a bit quicker between the lines for Detroit City. Doing a good job of bypassing the first line of Hearts of Pine, but once they get into that central location, the ball needs to be quicker.
Poon-Angeron back to Ali Wright. Poon-Angeron has become quickly, I think, a lot of people's favorite player, or among favorites to watch in USL League One. Over the last couple of years, I think, Ricky, we've seen there's a bit of an untapped market of players in the Caribbean who we've seen pop up in CONCACAF competition, Nations League, Gold Cup on the horizon now, where they're starring for their national teams, going up against teams like the U.S., Canada, Mexico, Jamaica, upper echelon teams in CONCACAF, and they're showing out well. Poon-Angeron fits that bill. He was playing domestically in Trinidad and Tobago, doing well for his national team, and this is his first year playing professionally abroad. Now at the age of 24, he's come in and been an immediate impact starter for Portland, and I think a lot more coaches and technical directors around USL, both League One and Championship, are starting to recognize that there's a lot of talent, and they can be scouring and scouting in the region, in Nations League, or in Gold Cup and World Cup qualifiers. Poon-Angeron is maybe the poster child for that right now.
Well, USL League One and USL Championship have done a really good job of just affording the opportunity to players that deserve it, and players that are showcasing well every single time they get on the field, no matter what competition circumstances are always a showcase ability. And for Punandron and specifically, he's probably the first player that Bobby Murphy puts on his team sheet. Playing centrally, does a lot of that dirty work, but also keeps the ball moving very clean in his possession. And he's been a fantastic addition to Portland Hearts of Pine in 2025.
Decent switch effort from Detroit City. Runs out of steam. Picked up by Carroll. Loaded again in behind. One run to get there. It's kept in by Rudson, out for a corner.
First time that we've seen Detroit City try to find Connor Rutz as a player that has a lot of versatility under Danny Dico. Can play centrally, can play wide, but can also spearhead the attack with his quality. We talked about the importance of set pieces, with how dominant in the air Detroit City can be. Amu Mensah, Stephen Carroll, Jay Chapman, probably the intended targets here.
His wife and kids cheering him on.
Juve checking short, receives. Drops it back, Villanueva. Some play for Detroit City. Well scouted and disrupted by Kamara, but one back by the visitors. Whipped in by Cedeno, the header. Two men unmarked. In the end, they stare at each other and wonder how it didn't end up in the back of the net. Jay Chapman flicks it wide.
Acres of space here for Jay Chapman. About 8 yards out, you need to find the back of the net here. He just turns his body far too quickly. Just peels off the back post. It's a delicious ball in from Cedeno, but just notice where his shoulders are when this ball arrives, already facing towards that corner flag, and that's why he gets the angle all wrong.
Pressure here from Detroit City. Succumb to it, Portland. What's chasing? And the Dapo with it. Now could calm it down.
And these are situations that if you are Portland Hearts of Pine, you have to be aware. As you're just requiring so many numbers of Detroit City, you have to bypass the pressure. There's no need to try to play through, because if you give the ball over very cheaply, it's a goal-scoring opportunity going back the other way.
Mizaki picks it up. Covered by Portland through Mikey Lopez. Good veteran player that you mentioned. Punandron might be one of the first ones in the team sheet for Bobby Murphy. Close to it, so long as he's healthy, is Mikey Lopez, a 32-year-old veteran. Long time he spent in USL Championship, mainly with Birmingham Legion the last 6 years. Provides a good stabilizing force in the heart of this Hearts of Pine midfield.
And he's a player that we've seen him to get deployed at right back as well. Kind of comes centrally. That balance is starting to form quite well for Bobby Murphy.
Compliments Punandron well. Again, a player who's playing his first professional season in the U.S. after exclusively playing in Trinidad and Tobago and for the national team up until this past year. No better player to learn the ropes of the USL from than Mikey Lopez. Saldana last year was in that battle with Steinwasser. They went back and forth the whole season as far as who was the one. This year, Saldana is taking a bit of a back seat to Carlos Herrera. With 8 starts, Saldana with 3 in league play. USL kicks off the month of June on ESPN2 with a battle of Eastern Conference powerhouses. Last season's Players Shield winners, Lou City FC, take on 2024 Eastern Conference title holders, Rhode Island FC. That's Wednesday, June 11th at 8 Eastern on ESPN2. They want some revenge for Lou City. Only 2 games in 2024 that they lost at home, both to Rhode Island. Once got Westchester had an early 1-0 lead over Hartford Athletic. Hartford tied early in the second half, but just 5 minutes later, in the 56th minute, Westchester restored its lead. So in the standings right now, we're in Group 4 of the Jägermeister Cup. We've got 5 of the 6 teams all tied on 3 points. Rhode Island has a game in hand. Pittsburgh's at the bottom. Played across, Kamara blocked. There's a world in which Pittsburgh beats Rhode Island, and we're talking about after 2 match days, all 6 teams in this group having completely cannibalized each other, all being 1-1, all being on 3 points.
That's exactly what you want, right? As a neutral, right? It just means that much more. The stakes are that much higher. 20 minutes in here, we've seen a very high quality match of soccer between 2 teams that want to play on the ball, that want to be attacking minded. Well done there from Liati.
Cheeky from right to go back. Liati switching. Well, in hindsight, it might have been better suited for Ali Wright to keep going. Switching out to the open side of the field. So the momentum of that attack would have been. And now they recycle it along the back line. Quinones. Ali Wright. Fed into space. Nathan Messer. That's his man to bite. Messer drops it back for Wright. Messer again.
Almost a carbon copy of Messer's goal at forward Madison. An outside back that doesn't need a second invitation to push higher. Always an option with the ball at his feet. Very comfortable and likes to combine with Ollie Wright, who's in front of him. Another weapon for Bobby Murphy. Nice little pocket of space here.
That one, not so nice.
Just got a little bit under it.
A little bit?
James.
Here's that live look at the standings in Group 4. Pittsburgh will have an opportunity against Rhode Island in the next matchup. Still have plenty of time to play here, but could have this whole group tangled on 3 points each after 2 match days. 4 matches to be played by all these teams in group play. The winner of each group makes it through, plus 2 wildcard teams. And goals scored is the first tiebreaker, not goal differential. Encouraging attacking play. So is this. That's his Juve cutting in. Juve goes for a goal. Save made by Ladapo. Good rebound control as well. He had a rush streaking down the middle.
Juve gives you verticality and movement and very comfortable in 1v1 situations, but when he gets his head up, you need to pick out that far corner.
Taken away by Portland. Detroit City wanted a foul, didn't get it. Good run this from Nathaniel James, cut off by Stephen Carroll.
Flawless 1v1 defending there from Stephen Carroll. Not to leave his feet, and when he takes that long touch, Edwards does, that's when he steps in. Experience at its finest.
Team's starting to get a bit stretched now. Back and forth they go. Cedeno. Rutz. Dominic Gasso. Alex Villanueva. Good left foot, puts in a good ball. The header saved by Oladapo. Brilliant ball from Villanueva. Should have done better on the backside, Cedeno.
Going back to this little option here from Diouf. Does a good job at continue the momentum. Mikey Lopez needs to be stronger in this initial challenge. But right now, just open up your hips and find that far first half that Detroit City success with the late arriving run to the weak side. First it was Jay Chapman, then it was Cedeno. So if you are a Portland Hearts of Pine defender, you have to rotate over and provide coverage for your teammates.
Good feed to keep the foot alive. Contact in the area. Nothing comes of it. Out for a goal kick.
Good run here from Yamazaki. Very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Drops the shoulder. Goes down far too easily. Nothing in that whatsoever. Notice how Messer just closes his legs. Does not dip into to create contact. Good no call by our referee here.
5th minute goal from Azad Liani, the difference right now. Kamara, nice overlap from Quinones. Good connection between those two. Quinones delivering, looking again for Liati. This is the second of 16 total matches in Jägermeister Cup today. A lot of contact there. Amu Mensah nearly taking the jersey off of Kamara. He's a bit fortunate that that was maybe not 6 inches further back. I think that was closer to the box than he might have realized in the moment there, Amu Mensah. Looks like a clean rip of the jersey as well. That's what Kamara is going over to show. It looks like the sponsorship came off. Sorry, Visit Maine.
He's been a handful, Kamara.
Literally.
It's a clear foul. Mensa should be seeing yellow for that. He knows he's beat. Right on top of that 18-yard box. Very lucky not to get carded. Mensa.
Almost again lost just the whereabouts of where he was. About 6 to 8 inches away from being on that line and being a silly penalty to have conceded. In any event, still a dangerous free kick here. Messer whips it in. Dancing header on from Mikey Lopez out for a goal kick. Diouf. Tez Diouf, the ball in. Molly Green, first to it. Only 2 starts this season in USL League One. Molly Green, 25-year-old from Philadelphia. First pro season out of Temple. Ollie Wright.
Kamara and acres of space, bottom of your screen.
Right. Gets it back. Oh, just behind him. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches will be available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Giveaway in the midfield by Detroit City. This is exactly how Portland was able to score its opening goal. Right through for Liati. JT Kamara's had a terrific game so far. Now in space for Wright! Second time they punish Detroit City! Another midfield giveaway! Another goal for Portland!
It starts with this pass here from Kamara that just breaks that whole midfield line of Detroit City. And then this is all about Liati doing a good job at holding it up. Yamazaki steps off, and it's ill will. He does not need to play for this ball, because if he does, that leaves a massive hole for Ollie Wright just to run into. And it's a cool finish from the winger. Sets up so nicely for him just to open up his hips and find that corner. And off to the stands he goes. Every single person at Fitzpatrick Stadium loves it. 2-0.
Not the cleanest fence hop. He almost got his foot caught. And I think this is just a conversation with referee Luis Arroyo to make sure that he knows, chill a little bit next time. Nice enough to not give him the yellow card, though. A 2-0 lead for Portland. Inside of 30 minutes, Azad Liati and Ali Wright. Not quite carbon copies. The first one was a bit more transitional. This one had an extra couple of passes involved, but same thing. 2 careless giveaways from Detroit City in that part of the field. Twice Hearts of Pine made them pay.
Just no need to step there if you are Yamazaki, because if you do, now Stephen Carroll needs to provide coverage, but it just happens too quickly, or Cedeno needs to drop in.
Corner now for Detroit City. Diouf. Try from distance, blocked out. Lucky Camacho got in the way of it defensively for Portland. Unbeaten in their last 4 matches in league play. 3 draws and a win. Talked a bit about it earlier, a team that really slow out of the gates, a quirky schedule, a lot of time on the road, hadn't had a chance to open Fitzpatrick. into a little while into the season. A lot of talent. Put together a really good roster here. And the word the whole way from Bobby Murphy was just encouragement. Team coming together, seeing the signs, matter of time before they start to take off. And this last stretch has sort of shown that. Again, 4 unbeaten, 3 of those draws. So you're not running away from teams, you're not putting together wins yet, but you're stabilizing and you're waiting for that launch point. And through 30 minutes, this might be that launch point for Portland Hearts of Pine against the USL Championship side in front of a capacity crowd here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. 2 early goals, and the vibes could not be better in Maine.
Not a matter of if, it was a matter of when for Bobby Murphy, when they were starting to click and find success through the run of play, because like you mentioned, Joe, they have talent, they have an identity. But let's be very clear, it's very difficult to start a club from scratch, and that's exactly what we've seen from Portland Hearts of Pine. You have to create a culture, you have to create the way that you want to play, and it all comes down from the leadership of Bobby Murphy saying, this is our identity, this is who we're going to be, and the buy-in for the players. And then they've done a really good job of that as of late, and we start to see them get some confidence.
Chance now for Detroit City, slipped in behind. Aaron Smith denied. Oladapo looking to see if the flag would come up. Portland Hearts of Pine, it never did. It would have counted. Big save by Oladapo.
The first time that we've seen Connor Rutz play in between lines where he is at his best, allowing Darren Smith to just take off the shoulder of Green. And you expect a player that has 7 goals in USL Championship to find the back of the net. Easy save in the end from Oladapo.
Diouf drops in a dangerous one. Kept alive by Gasso, floated in. The header saved again by Oladapo. It's his 5th save of this first half.
His positioning from Oladapo has been flawless for the goalkeeper of Portland Hearts of Pine. How many times have we seen a keeper try to step up and make a play? Secure hands. He's had himself a really good first half here. Oladapo has.
Bobby Murphy and this Portland Hearts of Pine team. He spent some time as an assistant for Union Omaha when they had their first spell of success in League One. Now they doubled down on that and won it all again last year, but going back a couple of years, he was an assistant on that team. And then he went over to MLS Next Pro, the head coach of St. Louis City 2. And taking this job here in Portland, it seemed like he was able to put together the best of both worlds. His familiarity with League One and knowing what it takes to succeed in this league from his time at Union Omaha as an assistant. Then the system that he played, it was a top-down system at St. Louis. They replicated what the first team did now. St. Louis is sort of in shambles in MLS right now because they've gotten away from that, but he took what worked at the time and has basically instilled the same thing here in terms of the press, in terms of how they want to play, their direct style. It's very simple but very effective. It's a bit of a combination of that style plus a little bit more football, the way he describes it.
Great touch.
Into space here. Smith cutting back in. Chance to get one back again. It's Oladapo with the save. He's been the hero of this first half for Portland.
You start to find success for Detroit City if you find Connor Rutz in between the lines. Great first touch out of his body for Darren Smith, and this is all about him using momentum to his favor. The chop back, and he does everything right, but again, Oladapo's positioning flawless for the goalkeeper.
By and large, Bobby Murphy happy with this first half, but Detroit City are starting to find some cracks in this defense. Portland have the 2-goal cushion, can evaporate quickly.
When Andron and Mikey Lopez are starting to get beaten far too easily, as one has the freedom to be more aggressive, the other one needs to provide coverage. That's back-to-back actions for Detroit City. That Connor Rutz has played in between the lines, got on the half turn, and you've seen them find success.
Another corner. Oladapo got a piece of it, not the whole thing. Villanueva volley, flicked on wide. Good idea from Rutz, try and redirect that one. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. All great seats here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Good intimate environment, raucous. It's been that way since this place opened too long ago. Played some of their early home games in Open Cup. little ways away in Lewiston, Maine. We're very happy to get back here to Fitzpatrick. Renovations to overhaul and retrofit this stadium. Bringing pro soccer to Maine here at Portland Hearts of Pine. Whether it was about an hour's drive away in Lewiston and Open Cup, or now here, these fans have flooded and filled out every single time. It's almost, in a way, reminiscent of the environment at Keyword Stadium for Detroit City. It's tight, you're on top of things, fans are into it from the jump. Except they're on the wrong side of it right now, Detroit City.
Fitzpatrick and Keyworth are two places that the home team loves to play at and the visitors hate to go to. Use the 12th man as your advantage, as we've seen from Portland Hearts of Pine. Just a shape right now for Detroit City within their defensive backs.
Played in behind. Great tackle from Amu Mensah. Otherwise, Nathaniel James was in. Could have been 3.
But it starts with the positioning. And that initial action, Amu Mensah was all the way to the right-hand side, right in front of Stephen Carroll. Those are your 2 center backs. They have no business engaging at that high of the field. Watch out.
Almost a bit too long there from Oladapo, but he did get away with it.
You just need more leadership out of the 2, or asking Yamazaki or Villanueva to push up and be more aggressive, and that's when you need Jay Chapman to help out defensively. You've gotten broken far too easily twice. You've conceded your goals because your defensive shape is all over the place.
James. Clever from Ali Wright. Try and dummy that through, but Red even better defensively by Yamazaki. He has that in his bag, Ali Wright. It's sometimes maybe to a detriment, as we saw earlier, where he went for that cheeky flick on the overlap when he would have certainly been better suited continuing with the flow of play and switching to the near side. But when it comes off in a big way.
That's the next step in the progression for Ali Wright.
And knowing when to do it.
When to do it and how to do it and make it effective. Yes, it can look good. But once you get to that final third, that is probably the times that coaches are going to instill that confidence and freedom. But when you're in that middle part of the field, there's just no need for the tricks and flicks. You just want to keep the ball moving.
Villanueva. Detroit City out possessing Portland, 60-40 right now. Out shooting them 6-5. Shots on target, it's 4-2 Detroit City, but 2-0 on the scoreboard. Cedeno trying to flick it along. Chapman. Put out wide.
For about 40 minutes here, Detroit City not having success playing into Darren Smith. Only 6 touches from your leading goal scorer. You need him to be more influential. You need more service into him. And when he does get on the ball, now that trio underneath him between Cedeno, Diouf, and Rutz need to support him.
Well, it was a 7th touch, but it wasn't much. Maybe this time for Detroit City. Gasso, this is better. Smith, oh, he let it run by. Seemed like he thought he had a read on it, but it just continued on and couldn't keep it in play. That's as Diouf was down here waving his arms, acres of space, still is, trying to get the attention on that right side of the field. Can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus, you can hear live matches from the USL, MLS Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Elsewhere, Hartford has drawn level with Westchester 2-2. Goal came in the 75th minute. They're in the 80th now. Juve sent away. So in the live standings here in Group 4, it brings Hartford back top. 4 points from 2 matches. Clipped in. Looking for Rutz. He kept it alive. Mates Juve lays it off for Smith. Back to goal. Smith turning. Nowhere else to go with it. Feeds it through. Cedeno goes for goal. Looking a lot in tight spaces there, but Smith seems frustrated in the aftermath.
It starts with the indecision here from Quinones. His positioning, first off, is off, and then you allow Connor Rutz to keep this ball alive. It's a big no-no. You can never allow the attacking player to have 2 bites at the apple here. Just hasn't been clean enough for Detroit City once they get into that final third. Players taking that extra second or third touch, closing down the windows. No one really taking the initiative, which would be a big point of emphasis for Danny Dicchio as we approach halftime.
Langeron working it through. Daniel James. Kamara. Good player, JT Kamara. North Carolina in 2021. Back in their time in USL League One. Then he went off to Columbus Crew 2 in MLS Next Pro before his stint abroad in Sweden. Someone that Bobby Murphy coached against as an assistant in League One. And then as a head coach in MLS Next Pro. These coaches keep tabs on all these guys, and as soon as it was clear that JT Kamara was coming back to the States, it shouldn't have come as a surprise that Bobby Murphy was the one who came knocking. Villanueva throws the ball in. Rutz was there. Runs out. It'll be a goal kick. Look again at the live standings now after Hartford tied things at 2-2. They sit top with 4. The team who's, I guess, technically in the driver's seat right now in Group 4 would beat Rhode Island in the middle of that pack, sitting in 3rd. They play an hour and 10 minutes from now. They kick off on the road against Pittsburgh. Riverhounds sitting bottom right now after losing their first match against Detroit City. A win by Pittsburgh in that match sort of throws things into disarray here. We could have everybody on 3 points. Potentially, and how things shake out. Portland could, as things sit and as things maybe look, and the day tied for first or just a point back of first. All of a sudden, Group 4 is shaping up to maybe be the drama factory here in Jägermeister Cup. Mates Juve latches on. Quinones fronting, Juve lays it off, edge of the area. Cedeno wants his left foot if he could get it. I don't know if he meant that. If he did, fantastic. If not, happy accident. And Kamara continues on. Advantage played. Liati starting his run. Kamara gets it back to James. Nathaniel James curling, saved by Saldana. Brilliant counterattack from Portland.
Kamara and James having their way with every single player for Detroit City. Starts with James to flick on, and then Kamara just so slippery, 1v1. Looking for an option, bypasses Jay Chapman, and as he requires Mumenta to step in, that's when he plays it into James. And you just see what James is trying to do, trying to get the ball out of his body.
A quick turnaround there. Opportunity for Detroit City in nearly a moment. Oladapo with the save.
How quickly Detroit City can go back the other way, especially with their talent, and it's been the service into a dangerous area that's caused some concern for Hearts of Pine. Good ball in from Villanueva, and Connor Rutz just wants this more. You can pick out a corner and cut this lead in half straight at Oladapo. Easy save yet again for the big goalkeeper for Portland Hearts of Pine.
Stays down. Smith cuts it back. Puts it into a good area. Nobody home. Juve ends up with it. Cedeno feeds it through. Centered by Chapman. again. It's a dangerous ball in a dangerous area, but nobody in a white jersey to get a touch to it. Now Liati, 2v1. James down the middle. Azad Liati, cavalry arrives for Detroit City defensively, slowing things down. Nathaniel James curling again, left this one too wide. Good hustle play from Detroit City getting back there. That could have been ugly.
Fear Liati, you do quite well. Allude here, Stephen Camp, but you need to continue. That's when you can play it off. As you try to come century, now you just condense that space and allow Detroit City to get players back. Difficult angle for James.
2 minutes of stoppage time. At the end of this first half tacked on. Diouf. Dangerous in this half, Diouf. Well, the opportunities for Detroit City have come down his side. 12 shots now, 6 on target. Nothing to show for it. Jay Chapman, it's a sign of frustration right now for Detroit City, letting it fly from about 35 out.
Detroit City is finding success getting themselves into that final third, but continues to break down once they get in and around that area. And that is something for Danny Deacon. You need to have more decisiveness, you need more movement into dangerous areas because it's been too pedestrian-like for the USL Championship club.
Yellow card is shown to Brooklyn's number 23, Cash Oladapo. Yellow card.
Oladapo picks up the yellow card. Early first half time wasting card.
Bit harsh, right?
A little. I don't mind it. Hurry things along and nip that in the bud when you can.
Speaking like a true ref, right?
Those days are behind me, Ricky. I'm all yours now.
Oh, I'm gonna put a smile on my face.
2 minutes come and gone. Have to go forward with this one if you're Detroit City. Otherwise, that whistle's just going to blow. They do just that. They find one last. Asso centering. Rutz was there. And the whistle goes to end the first half. It's been all Portland on the scoreboard. It's maybe been all Detroit the last 15-20 minutes in terms of the game flow. But even with that, Portland had a couple of opportunities to make this 3 or 4 on the counter.
When you play in a cup competition, this game is won and lost in both boxes. And through the first 45 minutes, Portland Hearts of Pine have done a really good job at their box defending, and they've been clinical. But for Danny Dichio, you need to have that ruthless mentality once you get high up the field. Set up for an intriguing 45 minutes coming up.
Portland Hearts of Pine for the first time hosting a Jägermeister Cup match. They've had Open Cup games at home. They've been able to christen this stadium in League One play, but not yet in Jägermeister Cup until today. Did so in a big way. A goal 5 minutes in, and then 23 minutes later, a 2-0 lead into the break. More to come from Fitzpatrick Stadium.
Sounds low. Right. So elbows back.
Most homeowners have it somewhere in their house. It's that one bad window. It's drafty, or maybe it sticks or leaks. You'd love to replace it, but think, no company is coming out for just one lousy window. And truthfully, most companies won't. But we're Renewal by Andersen, and we'll replace just one window. Call Renewal by Andersen today for a free window and door diagnosis. 207-804-4500.
Broccoli is my favorite thing. That's the OG superfood right there.
Fresher is healthier. So Hannaford has that going for them with us in Maine.
We've been doing business with Hannaford for
my whole life. Our roots here in Aroostook County are very deep.
We were a potato family until broccoli was introduced. We'll cut something today and literally we'll be at the store tomorrow. It doesn't get any better than that.
At PAPE, we've dedicated over 50 years to making sure you do better. That means better prices you can always count on. It means you'll find extensive inventory. It means you can expect top-notch service. And most of all, it means you'll work with a team that listens to what you need and makes it a priority. So why are we so driven to make sure you do better? Because at PAPE, the only thing we love more than cars is people.
2-0 lead at the break for Portland Hearts of Pine over Detroit City FC. This has become maybe one of the poster childs for how well you can do with an expansion side in the inaugural season. The fan base, the stadium, all about it here in Portland. And there's more on the way around USL.
This is Centerville Bank Stadium in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, just opened in early May with a capacity of more than 10,000. This is the newest gem in the USL Championship, and there are more of these coming pretty soon in both the Championship and League One. Two clubs progressing towards their new homes are Detroit City FC and Sacramento Republic FC. Detroit City has acquired the land it needs close to downtown, while Sacramento has a similar goal in its downtown district known as the Rail Yards. Future plans are in the works for Oakland Roots SC, New Mexico United, and expansion club Buffalo. In League One, AV Alta FC's inaugural season kicked off in a renovation of Lancaster Municipal Stadium. Portland Hearts of Pine upgraded a local icon, Fitzpatrick Stadium, for its debut. Greenville Triumph SC broke ground on its new home with help from co-owner the great Ronaldinho. And defending League One champion Union Omaha is planning its next home. 2026 expansion includes Fort Lauderdale United FC Stadium Complex, already a USL hotspot, and expansion stadiums are nearing the finish line in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Eugene, Oregon, Corpus Christi, Texas, and Boise, Idaho.
What a start to the season at Louisville City League! Joe Brito! Oh, it's magnificent! What a finish!
Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
Magical first half for the Portland Hearts of Pine, up 2-0 at home over Detroit City FC in their first ever home match in Jägermeister Cup. We'll step aside here and take a look around USL Championship and League One with some news and notes here in Jägermeister Cup. A lot of players earning the call-ups right now ahead of Gold Cup and a lot of different competitions at the youth national team level. A couple get the U17 call-ups in USL Championship.
And USL Championship and USL League One, there's a lot of talented youth. You look at Hamuda for Birmingham Legion, Human Ice for Orange County, two of not the most exciting young players in pathway to pro to go down. Greenfield Triumph. I signed USL League Two defender Toby Sims to professional contract, so congratulations to him. Greenfield Triumph continuing to be the golden standard of League One.
Absolutely, and we've got an opportunity here in this tournament to showcase what you can do as League One sides against championships. Oh, that one just up there. We've been giving you updates on Westchester and Hartford throughout the day. Westchester had 2 different leads over Hartford. That's here in Group 4. And Hartford now leading late in stoppage time. Also had Indy 11 beating Knoxville last week. That was the oddball last week, just the one Jägermeister Cup game there. And in the midweek, Monterey Bay 1-0 over Spokane. Today's the doozy though, Ricky. 16 total matches around Jägermeister Cup today. We've got a few different slides to show you because of all the games of this group. What sticks out to you?
It has to be Loudoun and Lou City, 2 teams that are sitting at the top of the Eastern Conference. And Naples. Naples has been a bright addition to League One, and then Miami FC starting to grow in confidence as well.
And Tampa Bay Rowdies need some sort of confidence builder. Maybe it comes against Tormentas. Same could be said right now for the Oakland Roots, who need a win in a bad way. They take on AV Alta on the road. Phoenix Rising New Mexico, always a fun rivalry. Those two lock horns now in a new competition as well.
Sacramento playing against Antonio Torino and the Las Vegas Lights, who are just searching for an identity. The Las Vegas Lights are a big opportunity as they go to Hart Health Park.
Yeah, they were there 2 weeks ago and were thrashed 5-0. So an opportunity perhaps for some revenge for Las Vegas. More to come here in Maine. Portland Hearts of Pine 2, Detroit City FC nothing here in Group 4 of the Jägermeister Cup.
At LL Bean, we've been innovating for over a century, making great products better so you can feel better. Day after day, year after year. Outside together since 1912. LL Bean, be an outsider.
I'm David Libby, President and CEO of Town & Country Federal Credit Union. At Town & Country, we work hard to make a difference, offering closing costs well below nearly every other local lender, or a Visa credit card with a great rate. Town & Country Federal Credit Union is local people helping local people. Let us help you.
Soccer, more than any other sport, brings together fans of different backgrounds, different cultures, different communities, and makes them one community.
Has anyone ever seen anything like this? It's magic. There's no other word for it. It's magic happening here in Portland.
This is history. This is momentous.
We officially have professional soccer in the great state of Maine.
Jägermeister Cup is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Portland Hearts of Pine took a couple of shots at glory in that first half, both through the counter, both off giveaways from Detroit City FC. And they didn't waste any time striking here in their first home game in this tournament. 5 minutes in as Adliati.
And it starts with James, his recognition as he plays centrally. Steven Carroll steps off, and just notice how discombobulated the back line for Detroit City is. Amunetsa gets caught off. Yamazaki can't come over quickly enough, but Adliati does a really good job at making that run to the blind spot, and it's a cool as you would like finish, just wrong foot. Saldana great start for Portland Hearts of Pine.
And similar when you see the second goal coming up in a few moments here. At the other end, though, opportunities were there for Detroit City. They actually almost doubled up Portland Hearts of Pine in shots. It was 13-7. They doubled them up in shots on target, 6-3. But 6 big saves from Casaladapo in that first half. And here comes the second.
And it starts with this ball here from our just break lines. And as this play continues on, it's a really clever ball in from James yet again. Yamazaki steps up. Ollie Wright recognizes the space, and it's an open and easy finish for a player of Ollie Wright's quality. Off to the stands he goes, and every single person at Fitzpatrick Stadium loves it.
He hopped one fence sort of cleanly, tried to get over the second one, then he hugged a fan. It was scenes here in Portland. And why not? You're up 2-0 at home in Jägermeister Cup. Stats don't tell a different story, and it's been Portland just being able to be clinical and take the opportunities when they've come up.
I think the word clinical describes what we saw in that first 45 minutes. Portland Hearts of Pine was, Detroit City was not. So if you are Danny Deco, you need to continue what you were doing through the run of play. But now when those opportunities start to open up, you have to be a little bit more composed. There was too many times players were just striking the ball, not picking those corners out. Big 45 to right those wrongs for Detroit City.
And for Portland Hearts of Pine, the picture did change a little bit. We showed you a moment ago, before that last break, that Hartford did score late and win late over Westchester. So while it was briefly 5 teams all tied on 3 points, now it's Portland that would be in second, potentially 3 points behind Hartford Athletic. That was the meeting in the opening round of this group stage. It was Hartford beating Portland Hearts of Pine. 4 matches will be played by all these teams. Winner of each group goes through, plus 2 wildcard teams. Coaches sort of figure if you want to be a wild card, you've got to get to at least 7, maybe 8 points. So you start doing the math, and after losing in the opener, this is sort of a must-win for Portland, especially in this setting now where you have a 2-goal lead at the half to try and nurse along. And if you're Detroit City, you do know at least you won that opening game against Pittsburgh, so you do have a safety net if you can't muster anything up here. But they're going to go for it. They're about to make 3 changes here at the break to try and impact this game.
And Morris, Sebastian Gonzalez, and Wheat, all players that have experience and have had a lot of success in USL Championship under Danny Dekiel here.
Also a couple of changes coming on the Portland side as well. That'll be Mo Muhammad and Sean Vinberg coming on. 4th official has a lot of work to do here. We got 1 LED board. We got 5 subs to get up on there.
Pressure's on.
There's the first one on the Portland Hearts of Pine side. Jonathan Luke, the 4th official. Oh, and he got them all off without a single miss punch. Well done. That's skill.
Executing when all eyes are on you, that's off.
We'll see if Detroit City can execute more in this second half. They were burned a couple of times in transition. They didn't pay for it, though. While it was 2-0, it could have been 3, could have been 4, the way things went for Portland attacking. Ollie Wright made it 2 for Portland in the 28th minute. They go right to left in the green and blue. Detroit City in the white and green, left to right. Glad to have you with us on ESPN Plus alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Second round of the Jägermeister Cup. Second pass-through of group play. A win in the opener for Detroit City, a loss in the opener for Portland. Roles are reversed though right now. Hearts of Pine up 2-0 as we begin this second half. Played through, had a long opportunity here for Detroit City. Really going. It over the top, header off target. Mo Mohammed replaced Kobe Quinones on the Portland side. Vinberg replaced Wally Green. It's interesting on the Detroit City side. They're handling this. Sebastian Guanzati's come on. Ben Morris has come on. Shane Wheat has come on. Maybe indicating they're going to a back three here and getting the wingbacks further up the field as they sacrifice. That's his due for Shane Wheat.
It is going to be a three-back system for Detroit City. So Wheat will play the right center back. Carroll will play center back. And Memento will play the left of that three, allowing Villanueva and Yamazaki to be the wingbacks.
Here's Villanueva. One wing back to another. Yamazaki got it all wrong in the end.
And then you have Darren Smith, Sebastian Guanzati be the two strikers. Underneath them will be Chapman and Morris. So now you have a numerical overload centrally for Detroit City, and expect a lot of movement ahead of the ball.
That's Vinberg for Green and Mohammed for Quinones in the 46.
That's for Bobby Murphy. Vinberg's going to come play that center back role. He's the first choice center back, a front foot center back as well. Very aggressive, but when he steps into that central third, he can cover a lot of ground if the ball's played in behind him.
Detroit City FC substitutions in the 46th minute.
Zagliati and Ali Wright, the two goal scorers.
Number 10, Jessiel Cedeno. Number 4, Shane Wheat.
Yamazaki is cut inside. Yamazaki, what's next? He's forced back.
Replaces number 11, Connor Russ. That's Morris for Cedeno. Wheat
Centered by Morris. James working to get it away. Lost it. Swarming right now, this Detroit City FC side. They were at the end of the first half as well. Yamazaki, another one that's just misfired. He's had a struggle today as far as getting some of the service in.
Just not enough quality for Detroit City and around that 18-yard box. Yamazaki does a really good job at his first touch out of his body, just needs to wrap his foot around it. Those little instances make a massive difference in your success going forward.
So getting into it a bit here with Liati. It seems as simple, Ricky, in the second half for Detroit City. Can you cash in on some of the chances that were there in the first half? And if you're Portland, knowing you're going to have ample opportunity on the counter, can you make one count? Because if you make this three, you're feeling a lot better. And on the flip side, Detroit City will have plenty of their chances as well. I'll take your silence as agreement.
100%. Always agree with you, Joe. We've seen Bobby Murphy elect to be a little bit more defensive. All 11 players in their own half, so the lines are going to be very tight. But if you do have the ability to turn over Detroit City, that first pass will be crucial because you can break a line and now the whole field will start to open up. Really good step here.
Boulangeron wins it. Yamazaki. Better ball this time. Out ahead for Morris. Deflected. Omaki Camacho able to redirect that one in front of goal. On behalf of Portland. Free kick coming now for Detroit City.
This ball from Ben Morris just sets up where you need a secondary action for Detroit City. You need someone slashing across that near post to pull out a center back. You need someone peeling towards that back post, and you just need a presence right on top of that 6-yard box. Gasso's just too late to rotate over, and as we come back across, Messer, this time his swing of the foot catches Gasso. Good opportunity for Detroit City here to try to cut this lead in half.
Morris stands over it. Morris. Header square, the back post. Smith had a chance at it. Didn't make much contact. Again, it's Morris serving. Trying to lay it off in front, they did! Great touch by Chapman. The finish by Guenzati. Detroit City on the way back.
Just mentioned you need more movement in and around that 18-yard box. Someone that's going to react quicker than everyone and be on his toes. Sebastian Guenzati has shown to be that player years over years in USL Championship. And I love the shape on this ball here from Ben Morris. Notice how he wrapped his foot around it, and this is just instinctual from Guenzati. Does a good job of getting right before Vinberg to the spot and just roofs his finish. Game on here.
That's one sub beating another. Vinberg came on at the half defensively for Portland. Guenzati came on at the half offensively for Portland, rather for Detroit City, doing the damage against Portland. Just minutes into this second half. All the momentum was on Detroit City's side at the end of that first half. They just weren't cashing in. It's a good sign if you're Danny Dicchio that's carried over into the second half.
We have to give credit to Danny Dicchio as well. The subs that he's brought on have really made an impact in a positive manner. You get more numbers in around that 18-yard box, and you start to find your rhythm in the final third.
Not once since April 26th, any competition. That was their win over Pittsburgh here in the Jägermeister Cup. Detroit City now maybe sensing there's more on the horizon. Portland, meanwhile, unbeaten over the last 4 in USL League One play. Trying to keep that good form going in the Jägermeister Cup. Setting up for a dramatic second half after the early goal. James, the player down for Portland. Play was continuing on around him. Crowd was booing. They did not take too kindly to Detroit City. Continuing the play. No obligation to play it out. They kept it going. Outfit change at the half from Bobby Murphy.
Complete outfit change.
I've heard butter yellow is in now.
Fashionista?
I've seen that in 3 targeted ads on my phone in the last week. That's the only reason I know that butter yellow is apparently a thing right now.
Butter yellow?
That's what it's called, yeah.
Learn
It's the
something
color
every day.
It's the color of the LL Bean jacket he's wearing. The referees, it's more of a bright yellow. Yeah, it's not butter yellow.
Butter yellow.
Google, it's a thing. Promise you. And of the two of us, you're the one who's more plugged into fashion, so I'm surprised that you don't know that butter yellow is in this season. I guess you also win the battle from the first half when we were talking about whether or not 57 was cold, because he did put on a jacket at halftime, Bobby Murphy.
I didn't even know there was an argument to be had there.
Villanueva puts it in. Smith. Oh, this attack was anything but cold to begin this second half, and almost found another one 10 minutes in.
Just so clever here from Darren Smith, and the ability to peel off the blind side as Villanueva requires so much attention. The center back gets caught. Has no idea that he is there, Darren Smith, and he should be finding the back of the net with the player of his quality. Free header, 6 yards out. Big opportunity missed.
Not just his quality, but his form. Again, 9 goals in 14 matches in all competitions to begin this year. Those have been routine to this point for Smith. Boulangeron. Portland restores some of the control. James in the corner on Carroll. On the right. Nathan Messer. Back to right. Surveying, looking back post for Liati. Too much. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball, free to play. Download now. Magana. Gave it away out of the back. Well done. Heavy away, but cleanly taken off of JT Kamara. Shane Wheat. Floated in by Morris, was looking for Smith. Out for a corner.
Ben Morris has changed this game for Detroit City, just his presence in between the lines. If you can find him, he has the ability to pull the trigger from distance, but he's shown he can put in a dangerous ball, which just plays into the hands of Sebastian Guanzotti and Darren Smith because their movement has shown to be lethal.
Morris from the corner. Moves it off of last. Referees say Portland. Another corner on the way for Detroit City. Morris, another good ball. Smith leaves it, blasted in front, and saved by Ladapo. I don't know how much he knew about that off a couple of deflections, but he breathed a sigh of relief in the end.
Like anyone in Fitzpatrick Stadium knew what happened. The ball just pinballs around right in front of him. Fortunate enough, ends up at his feet. Again, good positioning from the goalkeeper. Great touch.
Stays down for Guanzotti as well. And another corner on the way. This has been one-sided since about the 35th minute. Detroit City unable to capitalize with all the momentum they had at the end of the first half. Cashed in once and now looking for more. So far here in the second. Wada will be coming on here for Portland Hearts of Pine. Next opportunity they get. And it is Nathaniel James who comes off. Substitution in the 58th minute, number 77, Masashi Wada.
The true pocket player Wada is. So expect him to combine with Liati and play off the big number 9. And now you have the verticality of Kamara and Ali Wright. So getting those four in a rhythm will be key to try to extend your lead for Portland Hearts of Pine. It's been all one-way traffic since coming out of the break. Just seems so much more comfortable Detroit City in that 3-back system. You have more of a balance within your defensive structure, but also commit more numbers higher up the field. And we've seen Villanueva and Yamazaki provide the outlet, how wide they're staying.
Good catch. If they ever have an emergency goalie situation, I think that Yamazaki just, whether he meant to or not, threw his hat in the ring. Now we're gone. Half hour remains here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Glad to have you with us alongside MLS veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin. I'm Joe Malfa. Second match day in USL Jägermeister Cup play for both Portland Hearts of Pine and Detroit City FC. Portland led 2-0 at halftime. Detroit City have been terrific so far in the first 15 minutes of the second half, and another chance coming here on a free kick in a dangerous spot.
That's no need here from Kamara, just really clumsy. Just need to move your feet because Guanzotti's going nowhere. You try to win the ball and just look at the traffic right on top of that 6.
The free kick and away by Portland, out with well by Malamaki Camacho. All the way back for Saldana. It's only been 15 minutes, but possession in the second half is 75-25 in Detroit City's favor. Can only withstand so much pressure if you're Portland. I understand their best bet right now to find a third is on the counter, as they nearly did in the last 15 minutes of that first half, but they haven't found the opportunities here in the second. Luis Arroyo getting involved here. Referee will drop it for Detroit City.
Good ball.
Second one, not so much, but Guinzotti recovers it. So almost snuck it behind. JT Kamara got in the way for Portland. Here's Liotti. Ollie Wright with him down the left side. Trying to switch it that way. Liotti connected with Wright. Great touch from Ollie Wright. Wright floating it back post over Wada. Liotti never re-emerged in the picture.
This ball is pure perfection from Liotti into the path of Ollie Wright. And you talk about a technical touch from Ollie Wright. Does not break stride whatsoever. But as you have Yamazaki stand up, you have to go at him. You have to put him on his heels and just make something happen. As an attacking player, this is a dream inside the 18-yard box. Your defender is caught square. Make a play.
Goals elsewhere in the Jägermeister Cup. 0-0 through 20 minutes between Charleston and Greenville. In another USL Championship against USL League One encounter. In the All-USL Championship affair, Loudoun hosting Lou City. 1-1 through 20 minutes. Advantage played here. Trying to sneak it through for Guinzotti. For a goal kick. In that game, Abdelatif Abukora and Adrian Perez with the goals. For Loudoun and Louisville, respectively. USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. These teams will get back to regular season play next weekend after the Jägermeister Cup dominates this weekend. Portland unbeaten over the last 4 matches in league play. 3 draws and a win. They will visit the Chattanooga Red Wolves next week. Detroit City will visit Pittsburgh next week in league play. The team they just beat last match day in Jägermeister Cup.
Good recognition there from Vinberg. Exactly what you need from your leader within that back line to understand your right back is beat. You need to provide coverage across. Well done.
Guinzotti. Yamazaki. Good ball in from Yamazaki. Better that time. The last couple efforts he's had have been wayward. See what he was trying to do there. Just a missile to Guinzotti at the near post. Didn't quite come off.
You just see the movement ahead of the ball so much better and so much more influential between Sebastian Guinzotti and Darren Smith. That near post run is crucial to your success, because if you do get on the end of it, watch out here.
Try from near midfield.
Good idea. Execution lacking a little bit,
Is
but
it though? For a team that has had a lot of momentum right now in the build-up and getting numbers forward.
If you see the keeper off, you have to go for it. Okay. Especially with the quality of Ben Morse. I'm all for it.
Punanjaran. More of him on the ball in this second half. Portland. He was controlling things in the first half for Hearts of Pine. They had more of the time on the ball and a little bit more of the tempo set by the home side. It's been anything but that in the second half. Now giving away carelessly. Guinzotti muscled off the ball. And Malamaki Camacho Shot a glance at the referee, hoping for a foul. Didn't get it, but he wins it back again. Given away again by Detroit City. Right nods it down. Azad Liati taken down. Referee saw nothing wrong with it. Amumensa comes away. Amumensa. Smith.
That's what you need to go if you are Portland Hearts of Pine. You can take players out of the game for Detroit City.
For Yamazaki, Detroit City FC, who exit the near side of the field. Matt Sheldon will replace. Hasn't seen a lot of time this year. Matt Sheldon has only played 6 minutes over 3 appearances in league play. He'll slot in, you would think, like for like, down as the right wing back. Natural fit for him.
It will be like for like, as Sheldon will play the right wing back role right in front. Shane Wheat.
Chapman looking ahead for Smith. Ollie Wright. Still holding on to a 2-1 lead, Portland. The attitude of this game doesn't seem to reflect that. It almost feels like Detroit City have done more, but they've only managed the 1 goal. So many opportunities haven't cashed in. 18 shots, just 7 on target, and the 1 goal. And over a handball, but Mensa had his hands behind his back. Might have caught his arm, sure, but he did the right thing and put them down.
It's an experienced play there from Devin Mensa. Watch out.
Give it away. Ollie Wright blocked. Alive now by Portland. Lopez. Liati pressuring. And the whistle bails out Detroit City.
It's the second time you need more out of Ollie Wright. Really sloppy given away from Detroit City. And now it's a 2v2 right in your attacking 18-yard box. You need more out of this. This needs to bypass Stephen Carroll or even play into the path of Wada here. Villanueva really clever, goes down. There is a little bit of contact from Liati as he just grabs his midsection there.
Villanueva took his eye off of it ever so momentarily, but for a Detroit City throw. We're away from Vinberg. Wada flicks along. Stephen Carroll steps up for Detroit City. Working it through. Chapman looking for Smith. 20 more minutes to navigate for Portland. Just one shot in the second half, Portland. None on target. And only 30% of the ball. That's why it feels like the air has been sucked out of this crowd. That and Detroit City's goal early in this half.
Second time that Devin Mensa has been caught in possession. Especially when you're trying to claw yourself back into this game, you need to be clean. Bypassing the initial line of pressure, because it's a clear trigger that once he gets the ball, Portland Hearts of Pine are pressing him.
Messer with Wright. Back and forth they go. Messer. He's brought down. And we'll see the first card against Detroit City today. Only other card of the match went to Cashel Adapo, the goalkeeper of Portland, for time wasting in the first half. Jay Chapman will be helped to his feet and show.
The Chapman played right between that 6-yard box and penalty mark here.
Right, gets it near that area. Take a secondary touch off Saldana. It did not. Just a flicked on header. Looked like Wada got a piece of it. Now for a goal kick.
Perfect placement from Ollie Wright. You put that ball right into no man's land, and now you test the decision-making of Saldana. Nearly gets caught off of his line.
Second match day in the Jägermeister Cup for these sides. Portland lost the opener on the road against Hartford. Detroit City won the opener late in stoppage time against Pittsburgh. Earlier, Hartford beat Westchester. They sit top of this group. Villanueva, Morris. As it stands, it's Hartford in first and a couple of teams on 3 points. Rhode Island seem to still control things. They'll play later against Pittsburgh. They have a nice hefty goal differential advantage and they have a game in hand. So should they take care of business against Pittsburgh, which is no easy feat, they would likely end the night in first place over Hartford. All 6 group winners, the groups in the different regions, go through to the knockout stage, as do the next 2 best wildcard teams. And that is next 2 best. Doesn't have to be the best 2 second-place teams. It could mathematically be, as difficult as it might be to pull off, it could be 3 teams from one group going through. The only way something like that would happen is if one of the groups that have an extra team, a 7th team, if the matchups are staggered in such a way that a couple of teams really take advantage of a doormat and all end up with 3 points. It's possible, it's unlikely, but important distinction for those of you at home starting to get used to the ins and outs of the Jägermeister Cup. Second year of this tournament. Last year it was exclusive to USL League One. This year all 38 teams in the championship and League One involved. Oh, and Colorado Hailstorm won it last year. No longer a part of the happening. So we'll crown a first-time Jägermeister Cup champion this year in the second ever edition of the tournament. I suppose the odds of that were high anyway, but now it's a guarantee because the one team who won it is not a part of it. That'll be all for Ollie Wright. He leaves with what would be the match-winning goal, and that's why the crowd is serenading him. Walter Varela will take his spot.
Takes his goal and just takes out that corner. Great finish from Ollie Wright.
Walter Varela comes in. Spent 2023 in USL League One. Chattanooga Red Wolves scored 1 goal that season, has won this season for Hearts of Pine.
Number 22, Walter Varela, replaces number 10, Ollie Wright. That's Varela for Wright in the 76.
Still doesn't quite feel safe for Portland. Only up the 1. After Detroit City put a dent in the 2-goal deficit early in this second half. Guenzati, 7 minutes into the second half, made it 2-1. They've been in control ever since about the 35th minute, going back to the first half. Earlier we saw Westchester at home up 2-1 in the second half against Hartford, and they lost that one 3-2 late on. Portland hoping for a better fate than their League One brethren. Third goal would help them breathe a lot easier, and the opportunities were there in the first half. 2 or 3 really good chances in transition to have maybe shut the door before halftime. At that point, Ricky, you're talking about a different conversation than for Danny Adikio, where he might have called off the dogs and changed the shape, brought in some guys who don't get a ton of minutes instead of going all out as he did, bringing on Wheat, Morris, and Guenzati to begin this second half as he did. That's the difference between not converting on the chances when they had them, Portland, and converting.
You need to be very careful now if you are Portland Hearts of Pine, because you're getting caught in no man's land right now. That front four is elected to press a little bit higher, but that back six between Andron and Mikey Lopez, they're just 10 yards behind.
That one snuck all the way through and now out for a corner.
So opportunistic here from Sebastian Guanzati, just slashing towards that near post, forcing the issue for Portland Hearts of Pine, and another dangerous set piece for the USL Championship side.
Morris, another good ball in. He's been superb on his set piece deliveries and this delivery that he had on the goal from the open run of play. Morris, with another one up there. It hangs for a while. Oladapo with it. Detroit City preparing. There will be a fifth and final sub. Jordan Adebayo-Smith is up and ready. Told it'll be for Jay Chapman. So get an extra body forward for Detroit City as they need a goal. Chance to get another one here for Portland, restoring a 2-goal lead in front. There it is! Walter Varela, the substitute. Vibes are high again in Portland.
All about the recognition and the extra effort here from Kamara. So opportunistic and quick to realize that he can beat Devin Abumensa with this ball played back. Quick cut post, picks up his head, allowing Varela just to beat Matt Sheldon to the spot. Great recognition, great execution, and it's an easy finish for Varela, who just comes onto this field to give Portland Hearts of Pine their third this afternoon.
Ever since Fitzpatrick Stadium started hosting fans here for Portland Hearts of Pine, I don't know that there's been a better environment across USL League One. It had been uncharacteristically quiet over the last 20 minutes after Detroit City had scored and taken control of this game. Not anymore. And the smoke is billowing up, the decibel level is ratcheted up, and the lead has once again gone up to 2 for Hearts of Pine. They made their change, Detroit City, during the celebrations. Adebayo-Smith on for Chapman. Here goes Portland again. Kamara with support. Waited a bit too long, and a frustrated Azad Liati reacted behind him. He touches that ball ahead a few seconds sooner, it might be 4-1.
The first time that we've seen Kamara make the wrong decision in the final third. Needs to play it into the path of Liati there.
Washington getting ready to replace Azad Liati. As we're told, is being prepared by Bobby Murphy. Will be a fifth and final sub on the Portland side as well. Sheldon. Sheldon dumps it in. Smith, how about that for a response? Off the thigh. Creative, effective. It's a 1-goal game again.
Just not going away this Detroit City side, especially with the quality that Danny Dicchio brought onto the field. Matt Sheldon, great ball back across. And this is exactly what we've been talking about. That near post run is just so crucial to the success for an attacking player. Do a good job at just beating your individual mark to the spot, and just any sort of redirect, a nightmare for goalkeeper. Oladapo can't see it, and Darren Smith, again, gets a goal for Detroit City.
Plenty of opportunities today, unable to cash in on most of them. Comes in an unconventional way. Wants to get off the thigh, but he finally has his moment.
Substitution in the 80th minute. Number 99, Jordan Adebayo-Smith.
Here comes that change. Liati giving way for Washington. Dennis Washington, 7 appearances, 3 starts in the regular season for Portland, 1 assist to his name.
Final substitution in the 82nd minute. Number 14, Titus Washington replaces number 9, Azad Liati.
Right off the kickoff, here comes Detroit City. Adebayo-Smith is brought back for a free kick.
Now you have 3 strikers on the field for Danny Dicchio. Adebayo-Smith will probably be the one that gives you verticality. Darren Smith to have the floater. Sebastian Guanzati will play in between the lines. So 3 really good attacking options now for Danny Dicchio.
79th minute for Portland, 81st minute for Detroit City. Those 2 goals came quickly. And Portland settle things down again and push this one across the finish line. Something else to keep in mind, goals scored is the first tiebreaker, not goal differential in this tournament. So both these teams tacking on. Pair for Detroit City, 3 for Portland. Could factor in when it comes to determining the wildcard teams across the different regions. Here's Smith. Moments after his goal. Well defended by Messer. Varela, who now would have the match-winning goal. He subbed on for Ollie Wright, who left with what would have, at that time, been the match-winning goal. Varela made it 3-1, and Smith 3-2. Washington with Kamara. Momenso wins it. Back to Saldana. Only made 1 save today, Saldana. He's faced 4 shots on target. 3 have been goals. Sometimes as a keeper, there's not much you can do about that, but to be fair, the first 2 goals, 2 that could have possibly had, and you wonder if it's a day where Carlos Herrera's in there for Detroit City. It's a different story. He's been the regular starter. Bobby Murphy picks up a yellow, not butter yellow, but a yellow card.
Highlighter yellow.
Highlighter yellow.
There you go.
The yellow card showing the 85th minute to Portland head coach Bobby Murphy. Murphy,
5 and change to play in regulation. Punanjaran does well to get out of the traffic. Ahead to Titus Washington. 3v3. Washington through the wickets. Kamara cuts it back. Oh, that's brilliant from Portland! Put that one in the highlight reel. Mo Mohammed finishes it off.
Portland Hearts of Pine are at their best when they have numbers going forward. The game starts to open up. Washington doing a good job at just continuing to push the envelope. And this is just spectacular from Kamara. He pulls in Amumensa, he pulls in Saldana, and he knows a run from Mohammed is coming. Gets there right before the goalkeeper. You cannot teach that. That is exquisite from Kamara. Great goal yet again from Portland Hearts of Pine, but Kamara's having a day for the home side.
Better part of that for you for Portland. The nutmeg through from Washington to find Kamara, or Kamara's cut back to Mohammed?
Kamara's cut back to Mohammed. Unbelievable. When you're running full head of steam to pull in a defender, to recognize the run coming from underneath you, just top class.
Well, this is exactly what the organizers of the Jägermeister Cup had in mind when they set this tournament and its rules in motion last year, incentivizing the goals scored as opposed to goal differential. Do we have more in store? Washington goes from a distance here.
Provided a positive impact, Washington. Just with his energy, his directness, and verticality. Good strike in the end, just pulls it wide.
While you're having fun, if you're Portland, this is maybe the time to take the sting out of it a little bit with 3 minutes and stoppage time to go. Now back up by 2 goals. The last thing you want to do is allow this to become a 1-goal game again. And if you get suckered into this game of going and stretching it because you maybe want a 5th and you're riding off the energy of the fans, it may be susceptible at the other end. Here they go again, though. Wada with Kamara. Can he get there? Yes, he can. JT Kamara tackled brilliantly by Stephen Carroll.
Just sells out here. Stephen Carroll, fantastic recovery run and covers a lot of ground. It's a clean challenge in the end from an experienced center back.
Kamara, the one down for Portland, has assists on the last 2 goals for Hearts of Pine. Chance of JT coming out from the crowd here. Kamara from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Hasn't played much yet for Hearts of Pine. 2 appearances with a goal in 92 minutes in the regular season. Getting his shine here in the Jägermeister Cup. It's been the brightest star of the day for Hearts of Pine. Word on stoppage time as we head into the 90th minute here at Fitzpatrick Stadium. Will still be a Portland throw after all of that. Opportunity perhaps to keep the ball down in the corner here. Washington.
Really good work again from Washington.
Mo Mohammed was trying to hustle back, thinking they were about to defend there. He didn't realize that it was his own throw. There you go.
Or if it was gamesmanship, really clever.
Could be.
Our fourth official indicates a minimum of 5 minutes.
5 minutes tacked on.
In the second half. Minimum 5 minutes.
And a corner for Portland. This is what you want to see if you're Bobby Murphy now. Slowing the pace to a crawl, up 2 goals, 5 minutes added on, a win within sight. At half, Greenville is up 1-0 on the road over Charleston. Could be a USL League One over a championship victory there as well, brewing. Thought we had one earlier. Westchester was up 2-1 on Hartford until the 75th minute. It was tied at 2, and then 88th minute, Hartford won it. Hearts of Pine were up 2-0 here at halftime. Thought this one was slipping away with the way the second half was going. And then all of a sudden, Portland kicked it into a higher gear, executing in transition. Brilliant displays by JT Kamara with 2 assists. Aaron Smith snuck in a goal in between. We started this half at a 2-goal deficit for Detroit City. That's how it still stands, though. It's at 4-2 instead of 2-0. And a tournament where the first tiebreaker is goals scored. Portland is okay that this has maybe ballooned the way it has.
You're Bobby Murphy, you're looking at this performance and saying, now can we translate this into league play as well to kickstart our attacking form? A team that has scored only 7 times in USL League One. They have the talent now. It's all about the progression, the execution when you do get into that final third. But good showing so far for Portland Hearts of Pine.
Sitting in 11th place on 8 points. Unbeaten over the last 4 games, but 3 draws, 1 win. It's a similar stretch an issue as to what Rhode Island FC had last year in USL Championship, where first couple of months of the season they weren't losing, but you can see they were steady. It was just tie after tie, and at some point, Ricky, you would trade losses if it means wins instead of all those ties. Even this stretch right now for Bobby Murphy's group, it's 6 points from 4 matches, whether that's 2-2 or 1-0-3 as they are. It's the same 6 points. So it's that double-edged sword of all the draws, but I think a lot of coaches accept it because it means they're stable. It means they're not being beaten, and they just need that catalyst to send them on their way. This could be that day for Hearts of Pine. Should this result hold, a multi-goal win over a USL Championship side that was a proper USL Championship side today. This wasn't a rotated Detroit City team. This was a team that you would see them put out on a regular match day.
We've talked about the results and what it means for Portland Hearts of Pine and Jaeger Cup, but also the confidence that this does for this side. The ability to go like for like with a USL Championship side, like you mentioned, Joe, and really experienced pros that have had a lot of success within this roster, and a coach like Danny Dicchio. And take some punches, throw some punches, and ultimately seems like you're going to take the win here. What a fantastic performance this has been from Portland Hearts of Pine.
Morris. Another ball in from Morris. Still loose for Detroit City. Iwata clears. Washington. For those of you watching on Nesson, after this one is done, you'll catch Rhode Island and Pittsburgh on Nesson as well in Jägermeister Cup. That'll be picked up in progress. Kick coming momentarily to the end line, fed in front, stopped by Oladapo. And that one might carry us to the final whistle.
Oladapo's been really good as well. Very secure hands, good positioning, commanding his 6-yard box. Bobby Murphy just willing the thousands in attendance here at Fitzpatrick Stadium to make some noise because he knows how important of a win this is for his side.
And there is the final whistle. You can see what it means to Bobby Murphy and this crowd. Portland Hearts of Pine win it 4-2 over Detroit City FC. They were pushed in that second half after Detroit City brought it back within 1, but they kept coming back. They put a couple more in. Hearts of Pine, JT Kamara the hero in the end for his efforts, and they take a big 3 points in the Jägermeister Cup.
Character win for Portland Hearts of Pine as there is John handful and deserving man of the match.
JT Kamara assisted on the 3rd and 4th goals for Portland. What turned out to be the winner and the insurance goal. We're back in a moment to wrap things up from Fitzpatrick Stadium. A momentous victory for Hearts of Pine, 4-2 over Detroit City.
Partnership means a lot of things in this business, and that's the most important thing, is being in a business relationship with someone that you trust, and that's what Mimic does. We want to make sure that everyone is getting exactly what they need, and we want it to be a long-term relationship. At Mimic, we want to lower their total cost of risk, and we want to get those employees back to work whenever we can. At Mimic, we make workers' comp work better.
At PAPE, we've dedicated over 50 years to making sure you do better. That means better prices you can always count on. It means you'll find extensive inventory. It means you can expect top-notch service. And most of all, it means you'll work with a team that listens to what you need and makes it a priority. So why are we so driven to make sure you do better? Because at PAPE, the only thing we love more than cars is people.
Take a look at the highlights from a 6-goal encounter that saw Portland Hearts of Pine win it 4-2 over Detroit City.
And it starts really early for Portland Hearts of Pine. It's a run here from Liati. Momentous getting caught out of position. Yamazaki can't come across, and a really good finish. The wrong foot fell down here, but this was all about the movement, the willingness from the number 9 to recognize the space and exploit it. 1-0 Portland Hearts of Pine.
From that point on, they settled in. Detroit City took control, but another giveaway in the midfield, and Portland made them pay.
Again, if you are Yamazaki, you cannot step to try to win this. But if you do step, you have to win it, because that leaves so much space for Ollie Wright just to walk into. And it's an easy finish to the player of his quality to double Portland Hearts of Pine's lead here. But you knew with the quality that Detroit City, they were going to continue to put the pressure, and this is a save of the match. Great save, great positioning. Moladapo just sustained essentially and deny runs a goal.
One of the 7 saves he made on the day, that was the best one. He's been the number 2 keeper for Portland. An impressive showing today. Maybe give Bobby Murphy something to think about. Second half would show, though, that this Detroit City team wasn't going away quietly. And as a matter of fact, it almost seemed that they were going to complete the comeback after they made it 2-1 here.
Give credit to Danny Dico, because the subs that he brought on really made an impact. First, Ben Morris could fall in, and the Sebastian Rosati just instinctual to get across Vinberg and just roof it. And you thought that Detroit City was going to continue to carry that momentum, and this is just about winning this. And the recognition here from Kamara as his ball is played really sloppy from Lee. Look how quick he is. He picks up his head, which allows Varela to get to that 6 yards off. Great ball across. Easy finish for Varela. Great goal.
Cut back, splitting it through the defenders, the body control, everything there from Kamara, and it wasn't even his best effort. We'll get there in a moment. This is where the response came quickly from Detroit City.
Darren Smith, this is all about his mobility. He's such a clever striker with the space that he picks up, and he times it to perfection. Just gets across that near post. And
this one, it was a fun one to step this one. It was a fun one. The stats show you that 34 combined shots, 14 on target.
That's what you get from the Jägermeister Cup. You want goals because that is the first goal differential here. Tiebreaker, excuse me, and we saw 6 of them. Detroit City, Danny Dico, you need to figure things out in the back. Your rotations just weren't there, and you got punished. But for Bobby Murphy, you take this result and this performance, and you grow from it.
And both these teams turn their attentions back toward their regular seasons next week. But on match day 2 of Jägermeister Cup play, it's the USL League One side, Portland Hearts of Pine, taking it over the USL Championship side, Detroit City FC, 4-2 when the dust settles. For the crew that makes this possible, broadcast partner Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa saying so long for now. Flip around and find more games in the Jägermeister Cup. This was just match 2 of 16 on the day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.